Dickinson State University is one of the cornerstones of our community. Coming up, exciting news about what's going on campus. Lots of things going on Dickinson State University campus and in the community because of Dickinson State University. I have with me today as a guest DC Coston, who is the president of Dickinson State University. DC, Dr. Coston, tell us about some of the exciting things. I received a letter. I have a student at the university.
Yes.
And as a parent of a student, I received a letter stating that that some things have changed. You've gotten some good news recently. Could you tell us about that a little bit?
Yes, it's no surprise to anyone that Dickinson State had some challenges, had to do with our accreditation. We were placed in a status that was called on notice by our accrediting agency. We worked diligently every day for a period of time, documented all our progress. The accrediting agency sent a team in to review us, and they made a recommendation. The staff of the accrediting agency made a recommendation, and then the board of that group late this past fall found us to have done things very well and took that status off. So Dickinson State is accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, which accredits colleges and universities in the Midwest part of the United States. And what's an interesting thing, every 10 years you get an accreditation, but we got, the way we look at it, we got an extra look under the hood. It'd be the equivalent of if you went to the Mayo Clinic and got a full workup. We got a full workup, and what came back from that, the review team and the staff of the commission said that the way we approached this was exemplary, and we should be commended for the way we did it. So we're very excited about that. It means we're in great shape. We've got that stamp of approval, and we're moving forward.
That's exciting news, and congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. That's no fun to go through those kind of things.
That was not easy, but we've got a credential that says we got a midterm checkup, and we're in great shape.
Good deal. So moving forward, in the letter I also saw a little bit about we're going to be aggressive now about going out and recruiting. So what's going to be happening on that front? What might parents who are in our viewing area might want to consider about the university?
Well, what we're seeing is as we move into spring of 2014, we're seeing very encouraging signs. For the semester we're entering now, students are coming. Certainly we won't know for several weeks what our final enrollment would be, but it's very encouraging at this point. And we've had quite a number of new students join us for spring of 2014. Some of those are students who are first time going to college, but then we're having quite a number of students transfer. We're having quite a number of students from this region, this area, from Dickinson and all the communities in western North Dakota who have gone elsewhere and have decided that Dickinson State's the place they want to be. That's very encouraging to us. We're also aggressively talking to people about coming next year as freshmen in fall of 2014, and are seeing really encouraging numbers there. So the word's gotten out that we're a great value, that you get a fantastic education. The piece that sometimes we don't remember is that we also have outstanding programs in Bismarck. We've got about 240 or 50 students there, and we're seeing an uptick there as well. So the entire spectrum of Dickinson State's offerings are being positively viewed by the public. I can assure students we're a great place to go. I can assure parents we're a great place to go. Would ask them to get in touch with our enrollment group, go on to our dickinsonstate.edu website, sign up for the information. We'll start sending you stuff, and I look forward to seeing a lot of students with Blue Hawks on their shirts.
Yeah, those do look good. Just touching base with the Bismarck piece, is that, I know there's some online schooling that's available.
Right.
Is Bismarck, is there actually campus?
Yes, the Bismarck program we do primarily in a partnership with Bismarck State College. So traditional age college students in Bismarck take their general education at Bismarck State and move in for their junior and senior years with us. We do have a number of practicing professionals in the Bismarck community who come in for their junior and senior year. We're offering bachelor's degree programs in a number of areas in Bismarck, and many of those courses are offered by faculty there who are live. We have a number of those. We use the interactive video network where faculty from Dickinson are teaching students in Dickinson and in Bismarck concurrently, and we have some courses that are offered by faculty in Bismarck that are sent to Dickinson by the video, and then of course we do have a number of online offerings that complement those as well.
Okay. I was really interested when we were getting ready to send our child to the school about how many options there are, how many more opportunities there. I know we've always had a strong nursing program, we've always had a strong teaching program, but there's so much more now.
Dickinson State has a full spectrum of programs. We certainly have a long track record in those areas. We have a great track record in agriculture. The programs we offer complement others that are offered in the state. We're not doing the same thing. We do things that are a bit different. Ours primarily toward the ranching and range management and marketing pieces that are so important for agriculture in this region. We have programs in sciences. A lot of our students are moving into the environmental health program that is being incredibly well received by industry and communities in this region. Plus, in the science area, we have a great and wonderful growing reputation, and many of those students coming out of those programs choose to go on to professional school, whether it's in medicine, optometry, dentistry, or into more traditional graduate schools. We've had great success with students going there. We have wonderful programs in the social sciences and humanities. Every year our students move out and do very well should they choose to go to work immediately. But again, we have a number of students moving on to law school or students moving on to other types of graduate programs. Our music program is doing very well. We've had students in the last couple of years move on to DSU and also to the Eastman School of Music at Johns Hopkins University. Our business programs are doing incredibly well. Students getting jobs throughout this region, whether it's with businesses or going back into family businesses and doing very well. And so we have a broad spectrum of programs. So we would ask people to take a look at what we offer. The pieces that we think are so important, you can get in the intellectual academic programs here are as good as any you're going to get anywhere. Students are challenged. It's not easy, but you can get that here. But along with that, we understand the culture of this region, that some students may need an extra hand every once in a while, and so we work very diligently in the programs that complement what goes on in the classroom to give them experiences in the arts and in clubs and in other types of activities to help them become very comfortable. We often say that our students can go from here, they can launch and go anywhere. If they choose to live in this region, they can be very happy, or anywhere they choose to go in the world, they can be very competitive and do extremely well.
Right. It's like the 1-2 punch, because you have that piece where you are from North Dakota, which we're known historically in the nation as being people who have a good work ethic, and then you go to a local college that, regardless of the accreditation piece, that was never as important as the kids who are the graduates that we had. The students were doing very well in their placements. So that's always spoken to the university, regardless of the issue. But I think of that. I feel good about our daughter staying here in the university and getting her feet wet a little bit in the university system. Still having us a little present. And it's good for kids too who do want to or choose to go off too. But this is a good university system. And I was really impressed also with, and I don't know that this is your area of expertise, so I do not want to put you on the hot spot, but the amount and variety of scholarships.
Yes, we have a very robust program of helping support students financially. Certainly all the federal financial aid, the grants, loans, and so on, we manage that very well. In fact, are complimented by the federal government on how well we do that. And then also through the generosity of alumni and friends and others, there's quite a bit of scholarship funds to help. Some of that certainly tied to our athletic programs through the Blue Hawk Boosters group. But then we have a number of scholarship opportunities, some of which are related to where a student's from. Someone wants to encourage someone from his, her, or their community to come to Dickinson State. And in some cases, it's based on academic achievement and giving encouragement. So again, we'd invite folks to get in touch with our enrollment group and learn about those opportunities. If a student and his or her family will give us a chance, we think we can find a way to help them get through school successfully and become a college graduate and have all the opportunities in the world that opens.
If somebody were to say to you, top 3 reasons why I should attend, because I could go back to the university. It isn't just for 18-year-olds and 23-year-olds. I'm not going to say it, but it's for people my age also. It's for all kinds of ages. But what would be your top 3 reasons to attend the university?
Well, CB, I'll have our enrollment folks give you a buzz. We'll look at
I
getting
need more
you.
things to do.
We'll look at getting you in. Indeed, that's. I think first and foremost, our programs are sterling and outstanding. We certainly have that broad accreditation for the whole institution, but we have a number of programs that are individually accredited: the nursing, education, business, the environmental health, music. And all of those carry that national accreditation. So first and foremost, our programs are superb. Another component is the comment that I made that we understand this region. Dickinson State is a place that you can come to and you will feel welcome. You will have people who will support you. We have people who are here to help you be successful. Now, our traditional college-age students are growing into adulthood, so we tell them you've got to ask for the help, but that help is there, whether it's help in a course or socially or helping get your finances in good shape. We're there and we nurture and support that. The third piece then would be that set of activities that broaden the perspective, particularly of the traditional college-age student, that help him or her grow socially and in confidence and so on, in conjunction with what is going on intellectually and academically for him or her.
Okay. Do you feel like the university has been responsive to the oil activity and what they're projecting, depending on to whom you're speaking? But we're going to have 20 years of the oil. We're going to have 2. We're going to have 2 months. I don't know. But have we been responsive for the positions that are available now?
I think Dickinson State, and you begin to look at a college education is about preparing you for your entire future, not just your first job.
Right.
But we have reached out, we have worked very closely, certainly with the industry that's been emerging here. But you've got to remember the economy in this region was robust and was doing very well before the oil industry activity really picked up about 4 or 5 years ago. So we continue to be in contact with that whole broad set of industry, communities, and so forth. We have some programs that are specifically targeted. We've just announced that we have some certificate programs that would particularly be germane to people in business, whether they want to increase their skills in human resources or financial management, some things that would help them. Again, ask folks, you would not be looking at becoming perhaps a full student and doing a degree, but picking up a set of 4 or 5 courses that give you a credential that certainly improve your skills, but also a credential that may help you in your career improvement. So we have done those sorts of things as well. One of the things I would bring in that we do that is beyond just the traditional classroom would be the activities we have through the Strom Center. We have been reaching out. We have worked with a number of communities in this region, a number of other groups in this region on the Western North Dakota Energy Project, and have made a real concerted effort to help leaders in those communities become more confident in their ability to manage the change that they're going through, and have had great success there as well. That's something else we do as a university. We've also got the growing Theodore Roosevelt Center activities. A lot of people may not be aware that we are creating a digital library of all of the records related to Theodore Roosevelt. So literally tonight, CB, you could sit at your kitchen table and have over 20,000 documents available to you, that where the actual physical documents may be at Harvard University, the National Archives, one of 6 sites of the National Park Service, and you could do a search on a particular topic, and you could actually view what those documents actually look like, all the information related to where they are, what they are, and you could begin your own original article or book related to something around Theodore Roosevelt. And Dickinson State is the lead in that, and is really leading the nation in making it possible for scholars and for people who have a general interest to come in and access that type of information about Roosevelt. But in doing it for Roosevelt, it's also beginning to set a standard for access to information and knowledge that's of high quality, and you have the knowledge that it is of value and good quality, and that's happening at Dickinson State.
That's really interesting. That sounds like a great story for another time, so we better not take off too
Yeah,
far in
yeah,
that direction.
we've got plenty of time to come back from that. There's one piece that we haven't really talked on, and I kind of talked a little about what we do through the Strom Center and so on. But Dickinson State, and it's one of the things that I learned, you may be aware, I was with North Dakota State University prior to coming here, and I was vice president for agriculture, so I worked with the research center here and in Hettinger and all the county extension offices. And one of the things as I got into this part of the state then, that was always pointed out to me, is that Dickinson State University has been the cultural center for southwestern North Dakota. And a lot of wonderful things happen at Dickinson State. That is something that we have reaffirmed, whether it's our musical programs, our theater, our visual arts, the effort we have done for the last 3 years, what we call Celebrate the Holidays at Dickinson State. Each year we have 1 or 2 major national dance companies come in and do performances. We certainly host a lot of regional and area high school events in the arts. That's a role that Dickinson State has had for most of its 100-year history here. Is something that we see as incredibly important, and that's something we plan to continue to do. And that's something I would ask whoever's viewing this, keep an eye on our website, keep an eye on the consolidated website, and look for other possibilities. There are phenomenal programs of unbelievably high quality that happen in Stickney Auditorium or Beck or some of the other places on our campus. Then we would hope that the public comes and joins us and enjoys those, certainly for the entertainment, but also the educational value that those bring to us.
We just recently caught the recent dance troupe that came in and
Yes.
danced with the DSU students,
Yeah.
and that was fun.
Was that not phenomenal?
It really was impressive.
And they were here for a week, and our students got to work literally elbow to elbow, knee to knee with a nationally renowned dance company. And those types of opportunities. That's wonderful for our students, but it's also wonderful for people in our community to come and enjoy and see high quality performances, entertainment, the arts, and so forth.
Yeah, the theater productions have always been fun. I especially like when they do the musicals and the kid, they do one of those once a year at least.
Yeah. Well, Scrooge was wonderful this year in December. There were certainly a lot of people affiliated with the university were in it, but there were a lot of community members, and it created a lot of excitement. If I've got it right, we had almost 1,600 people came for that event over the several performances. So again, encourage folks to come out and participate with us.
Well, now going back to the academic piece,
Yes.
I was interested before when you were talking about the kinds of classes, because I think it's common to think that you can only, if you're working toward a degree, that's when you're taking a class. But actually, you have, when we were looking through the book, there were classes that I did think, I would be interested in gaining more knowledge in this. So you don't have to be an enrolled full-time or even an enrolled part-time. You can be part-time one class a semester student.
You need to work through our enrollment group and become enrolled as a student, so that we get all that stuff, so you're legally all set up and so on. But yes, you can take one course at a time. You can take multiple courses, whatever, that work for you. And we have a number of people from the community that some of them indeed take those to enhance their career. Some of them take them just because it's something I've always wanted to do, was never in a position either time-wise, career-wise to do it, and I'm taking it now. So we encourage folks to get engaged and take advantage of what we offer.
Well, is there anything that we didn't discuss or that you wanted to bring up that we haven't?
There's one other piece of what we do as a campus, and that's Blue Hawk Athletics.
Okay.
I want to encourage folks, if you haven't been out for basketball this year, we did some enhancements to Scott Gym, so we invite you to come see things. We're pushing some things there, and we invite you to come. Our wrestling program is doing quite well. Remember last year they finished number 4 in the nation. Had a couple of injuries this year, but they're looking pretty good. This spring we'll certainly have the track team. Last year they finished 5th in the nation, had 12 All-Americans. So some of those kids are juniors and seniors. Get out and see some true world-class athletes perform on the track. Hopefully the weather gods will smile on us well, and you'll be able to see softball and baseball this spring. And then we have a new era in Blue Hawk football starting next fall. We'll have a new look and some things. So we invite folks to engage with us. Athletics is certainly a fun and important part of a university, as well as all the other activities.
There was some buzz about the football team that we got moved into another conference. Or We have been for the last couple of years in a conference called the Frontier Conference. That decision was made prior to my being here. It was the correct decision at that time. But what has occurred is a number of schools in North Dakota, South Dakota, and Iowa have now come together to create a new conference. It's called the North Star Athletic Association. So we will be beginning competition in fall of 2014 in the North Star Athletic Association. And that will be a good fit for us?
That is a great fit for us. As we evaluated the opportunities, there were several things we looked at. One, would it reduce the travel time for our athletes so that they can concentrate on academics? And the answer to that with this new conference is by all means it will do that. Another attribute was, will there be opportunities for our athletes to participate in conference championships? The conference where we are now, wonderful conference, but there are a number of the sports that we have in which there are not conference championship possibilities. And we when our student athletes come, we believe they ought to have a chance. So there is a much broader set of sports available in this conference we're going into. And then thirdly was, would the people with whom we will be competing be some of the ones with whom Dickinson State has had traditional rivalries and cause our friends and fans to perhaps have a greater interest? The answer to all three questions was yes, so we made the decision we will be going into the North Star Athletic Association.
Well, that does sound exciting.
Yeah, so we'll be going, and it will result in bus rides for our athletes that are much shorter. So they'll be doing well academically. They do well now, but it'll be better for them. And there'll be some folks who have been longtime Dickinson State fans who can come out and do those things that happen when you have traditional rivalries. So.
Yes, I'm thinking particularly of a couple of groups. how well met that will be.
Yes. There will. We're looking forward to exciting and good things happening there as well.
Good. Well, it just sounds like there are so many exciting and positive things happening at the university, and I'm proud of our community. I'm proud of the university, how they met the challenge and moved forward, because, as we've said, that's not an easy thing. And there were lots of not other easy things that went on. So to, go ahead and not only make lemonade, but just give it a little twist of lime and sugar, it's just perfect. So great job over there.
Well, thank you, and go Blue Hawks. And we invite folks, we invite everyone who is a Blue Hawk, stay engaged with us, and everyone who isn't, come on board.
Thanks, Dr. Coston.
Thank
I hope
you.
you come back and see us again.
Oh, I shall. Thank you.
Thank you. You've been invited to the university as a student, as a community member, as somebody who just wants to check things out, so take advantage. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Stories from the Southwest.